daily results. These are the results from today's session. The bots run in full automation. And my presentation today is going to be on the AI autotrader. And now we have a brand new system that we call our iBots. Our iBots. So let's, without delaying any further, and we'll get back to the actual trading system in just a moment. So let's go ahead and get started. It's extremely powerful automated systems that are leveraging advanced machine learning technology. If you've been under a rock lately and you haven't known, we happen to be in an AI revolution. And really, throughout our entire economy, just about every sector, from entertainment and media, right up to finance with algorithmic trading, AI automation, over 95% of these hedge funds and institutional traders are using these high-powered automated bots. And the number one industry, by the way, with leveraging artificial intelligence happens to be healthcare. So hopefully they come up with some really great medical breakthroughs. But just to satisfy the CFTC, it's important to know that I'm not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Before I go any further, I just want to confirm that you can see my screen and hear my voice before I get too far into it. Hey, Carol. Hi, Alan. Greg, John, Larry, Lewis. Good to see you guys. Rodney. Awesome. See some familiar faces. Carol. Okay, great. Thank you. Sandy. Thank you, Mark. Yes. All right. So let's keep moving. I know it's Friday and we want to get on with our weekend. But stick around because I've got about a 45-minute presentation here of something that I really believe has the potential to be a real game changer in the trajectory of your trading career. And as I mentioned earlier, when I showed you my workspace, that this is a system that we trade every morning. And I'm going to put a link in the chat box before it's all said and done for you to come join us live on Monday to check the bots out. You got to see, if you haven't seen this, man, do yourself a favor, come check it out. We trade it every day. I want to quickly mention a testimonial that we received from one of our favorites. I think she's a favorite in our community. Her name is Marcia, a real woman of God, a very spiritual woman. And her testimonial, I have to tell you, is 100% genuine. And this was her experience that she shared with us. The full video is on our YouTube channel, but I'm going to kind of summarize it, give you the short version. Marcy came to us as a complete newbie. She had bought a bot, a Forex bot from another vendor that they sold to the bot, and then they kind of left her in the dark. They didn't help her set it up. They didn't answer her support tickets. She didn't know how to run it. And to make a long story short, she was still looking for a solution when she found Right Line Trading. And when she came to us after having this bad experience, she was able to achieve some accomplishments that really would have taken anybody else. I'm telling you, 95% of us, it would have taken us probably years to be able to make the accomplishments and achievements that she was able to do in the first 60 days. Most of us learn from experience. We all attend the school of hard knocks, where we get bumped and bruised and lose a bunch of money. And that's how we learn our lesson. So the next go at it, we're $5,000 poorer, but we're not going to make that same mistake twice. We have to slip on a few banana peels, I like to refer to them as, to learn our lesson. Well, Marcy was able, she actually credited the AI automation, the AI automated bots taking the trades for her, the great support that she received from Charles and our staff, and the support that she and the love that she received from our family of traders. And that's what we really consider our members is our family. We have a family of traders in Discord that range in all experience levels, the full spectrum, anywhere from the complete newbie beginner, like Marcy was, to the professional. And believe me, we've got them in our community. We have professionals that are full-time traders that this is what they do for a living, and everything that falls in between that spectrum. We've got a beautiful community of traders. But Marcy, everybody say a prayer for Marcy because she's been under the weather lately. And I speak to her at least 2 or 3 times a week. And she's a true inspiration. But she found tremendous amount of success, and this is the takeaway, and it shortened the learning curve significantly. She was able to make these accomplishments without blowing a bunch of money. And that's really the takeaway. The learning curve was significantly shortened. Her achievements that she was able to accomplish would have taken anybody else years in order to achieve. So let me just quickly introduce my team. Our goal, our vision, our mandate here at Right Line Trading is to develop innovative trading strategies that provide our members with an edge. Well, how do we provide you with an edge? Well, we've got this beautiful foundation of indicators that help predict the future direction of price. Imagine having the winning lottery numbers before the drawing, knowing what numbers were going to come up through that tunnel and be one of the winning 6 numbers, and you had all 6 of them before the drawing. Well, that's kind of like being able to tell the future direction of price on a financial instrument. We don't have a crystal ball, and we certainly don't have the Holy Grail, but we have some very powerful indicators that our trading system is leveraging that do provide our members with an edge. More about that in just a few minutes. And along the way, it's important to know that we've been around for about 15 years now. Right Line Trading has. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that we've learned and we've graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. We learn from our mistakes, and our trading system today is really an evolution of an optimization process that spanned over a decade. And I think one of the most important things, and I touched on it to begin with, is that it has become Mark Miller, the owner of Right Line Trading. His number one most important mandate is to do this with honesty, integrity, and transparency. And I respect him a great deal. Very quickly, our team, the professional traders, we have Mr. Craig Emery. He had purchased a dozen different trading systems and indicators prior to coming to Right Line. He purchased our trading system several years ago now, at 5 or 6 years ago. And he's really developed his own style of trading the NASDAQ. You can go to our website, get a 2-week trial, and learn his style of trading the NASDAQ. It's very unique with our money flow tracker trading system. We have our David Kushner is our prop trader extraordinaire. He treats it as a business, as does David Wise. This is their full-time jobs. David Kushner has successfully been able to sustain funding with a few different prop firms and gets regular payouts by following a very disciplined game plan. He's very, very disciplined and patient, and he waits for his setup. And the same can be said of David Wise and Craig Emery, all of them. David Wise, has a set of rules, and regardless of his emotions or his opinion or what the talking heads say, he channels all of that noise out, almost like a robot, like David Kushner, and they wait for everything to line up perfectly. And they have a tremendous amount of discipline and patience to wait for their setup. And that's really the secret sauce of their success. Behind the desk here at Right Line Trading, I like to think that not only are we educated, but very handsome as well. We have Mr. Brock Miller. He's our college student. He's my right-hand man. Brock's a great guy. I've worked with him a few years now, and man, he picks up on things extremely fast, and he really knows every facet of the business. So it's a real pleasure working with Brock. He brings a young spirit with a great enthusiasm to the team. Mr. Charles Sider. Charles is a 30-year software developer, has his master's degree from UCLA. Charles is the consummate engineer, and I say that with love. Listen, if you have somebody that's developing your software and helping you install it, you want them to be meticulous. You want them to dot the I's, cross the T's, because it's your money that you're going to be risking. So Charles is a giver, never a taker. He works 60 to 80-hour weeks, and he's a favorite in our community because he loves helping others. He loves helping others. And Charles, we really appreciate everything you do for our team. We have Mr. Sergio Luque Rodriguez. Sergio also has a master's in computer science. I've seen him grow tremendously. In fact, a few years ago, he was the main beneficiary of what we did was we consulted with an AI development lab. We went into a collaboration with a world-renowned AI development lab. Because when Mark Miller purchased this company, his background is in engineering, automation, robotics. His sole intention when he purchased the company was to develop an automated trading system that leveraged this AI technology. So Sergio was the main beneficiary of learning artificial intelligence and how to integrate it in to NinjaTrader language. So I've seen him go through developing complex mathematical modeling to algorithms, and now finally to artificial intelligence. So it's really made our platform that much more powerful. Mark Miller, incredibly intelligent guy. He's a graduate. He got his MBA from Cal State. As I mentioned, his experience lies in robotics and engineering, automation, and he's a U.S. Army vet, true man of God. He's really brought these core military values of honesty, transparency, and integrity into every department here at Right Line Trading. So enough about that. Very briefly, a little bit about myself. My name's Rory Powers. I'm a graduate of Syracuse University. I reside right by the Homestead Air Force Base, just north of the Florida Keys. And my passion, other than trading the financial markets, is saltwater fishing. And man, this was a day. Well, before I get to the fishing, let me tell you about my biggest catch. And this is not a fish story, I promise. My best catch ever, my beautiful wife. My God, was I blessed. She gave me two beautiful children. We've just recently celebrated their birthdays, 2 and 6, right here in March. And my wife's birthday is coming up next week. But that was my prize catch. But recently on a fishing trip, we caught some grouper, snapper. We had them cooked up in this restaurant right here in the Florida Keys. And man, was that some good fish. Now the genesis, and I love this slide. This is my favorite slide of this whole presentation. And if this resonates with you, you got to stick around. This nice woman, who's a professional, this isn't a woman who looks like she's prone to outbursts and violence. She's very well dressed. She looks like she's well educated. But what has happened here is she has watched her trading account over the course of the last several weeks or months dwindle down to pennies. And she's absolutely certain at this point that there's a conspiracy going on between the market maker and her broker. And they're out to drain her entire bank account. And it's gotten to the point now where she's pulled out of that bottom drawer a sledgehammer and she's ready to smash that computer screen to pieces. Have you ever been there? I know I have. I've blown out. Listen, I'm a chronic account blower. I can't tell you how much money I've lost over the years. And I have the privilege of answering the phones here at Right Line Trading. And I know I'm not going to point any fingers, but I know I see a lot of you in here now that I've spoken to that have also lost some money in the markets. And this was the genesis of the AI auto trader. We've all experienced problems with consistency. I think the number one factor is human emotions. They call them emotional issues. You know, when I first heard emotional issues, I thought of a guy in his psychiatrist's office laying on the couch with his feet propped up, telling the good doctor where it all went wrong in his life. That's not what we're talking about with trading. I was in the Investors Summit not long ago. A professional trader by the name of Christopher Mullen with the Technical Traders. Very educated guy, extremely smart and successful. But what he did was he did a study on human personality traits and how it relates, how it lends to trading. And what he found that all of us as humans share about 8 or 10 core personality traits. For example, if you're someone like Charles, the engineer, you might be an analytic. An analytic that is very scared to pull the trigger. They don't want to make the wrong decision. They want to have as much information first and run it through their wheels that are spinning in their head before they pull that trigger. And that's an analytic. A driver might be somebody who has a hair finger on the trigger. A driver wants to go, go, go. Then you have the emotional. So what he found in the course of his study was that 9 out of 10 of these core personality traits that we all share as humans just do not lend well to being a good disciplined trader. You know, it's the very definition of insanity. I'm sure you've heard before, is to do the same thing again and again and again and expect a different result. You know, sooner or later we have to wave the white flag. I had to wave the white flag. I can't tell you how many nights I went to sleep talking to myself in bed, praying to God that my wife didn't ask me about the trading account or where that other money went, and knowing that I had blown another trading account. I just can't tell you how many times that's happened, and I know from talking to a lot of you that you all share in that pain and frustration. So all of these issues, the emotional issues, trading with lagging indicators or without a proven trading methodology, it all leads to the same place. And this was the genesis of our automated trading systems. So we've narrowed it down to 2 things that we believe that are going to create trading success. Number one, we have to have the proper tool set in order to have an edge over the other retail traders. We have to be trading with forward-looking indicators. We can't be trading with old, outdated technology that was prominent maybe 10 or 20 years ago that just is no longer relevant, that can't compete with this newer technology that's faster, stronger, and more powerful than the technology that's available today. It would almost be like going into a battle with a slingshot. And I always like to use biblical analogies. And you bring in David versus Goliath with that slingshot, great man of faith, and he was able to slay that giant. But we don't want to go into battle with a slingshot in this financial environment when our competitors and these algos who will never beat have a much more powerful system. So ideally, because we have these human emotions that are hindering or sabotaging our results, ideally we want a trading system that will automatically get us in and get us out of these trades to maximize our profit. So the benefits from using AI or automation, well, it eliminates all the human error, all the human emotion The human error, I like to refer to it as stepping on a banana peel. How many times have you done it? We have a trading system that takes away all the thinking. We have it has a brain of its own, these bots do. And the nice part about it is they never break their own rules, never. They put the stop and the profit target in the most ideal location based on average true range. They do complex calculations through a closed loop system that will optimize the best placement of your stop and profit targets to make your output that much more efficient. So there's no more mismanaging trades, okay? And I'm going to go into a few other ways that we're also leveraging AI technology. If you're a prop trader, stick around. I'm going to show you prop trading on steroids, I assure you. I happen to be a big fan of prop trading. Prop trading opened the doors. It opened the floodgates. You know, if you wanted to give it a whirl, in the past, you had to put up 5 or 10 grand and be willing to lose it. Well, not everybody has that type of money to be able to do that. One of the main benefits with prop trading is we could give it a spin, we could give it a whirl for 40 or 50 bucks, and we have the chance at scoring a windfall. So I happen to really love the prop firms. So I'm going to be discussing two different bots today. The first is our AI auto trader. Our AI auto trader is leveraging artificial intelligence in a number of different ways. Number one, it does pattern recognition. Our charts are very symmetrical. Throughout the trading session, we have certain candlestick patterns that repeat themselves. This machine learning algorithm will learn the outcome after certain patterns appear. It will learn what the market does as a reaction to those certain candlestick patterns. And it will take action that's appropriate to what it expects the next move to be. It's going to dynamically, and I want to just clarify what I mean by dynamically. What I mean by dynamically, in layman's terms, automatically, without you doing anything. While you're trading, watching it, doing nothing. In fact, I've learned the best thing that I can do is tie my hands behind my back and don't touch a thing. So what I mean is that by automatically is while you're trading, this system will adjust the parameters of your strategy. What I mean by that is the position of your stop and profit targets will be adjusted based on the average true range of the market. It's also going to optimize the trading hours that your bot trades. It has a logic that it shares a database with another bot that's we call a drone, and the drone is very much what it sounds like. You think of a drone, you think of an aircraft that's hovering above the landscape, getting a bird's eye view, and sharing intel. If it had a camera, it would be sharing intel with the person that's looking at the receiving the end of the camera. So it's getting an overall look at the environment, just like our drone in trading is getting an overall look at the trading environment, and it's sharing a database with our bot, and it's telling the bot where to put the stop and profit targets, because where the average true range is, where it will have the most potential to get a winning trade. Okay. It also chooses which trigger that it's going to take. So that's our AI auto trader. It's leveraging artificial intelligence. Our second system is the iBot. The iBot. The iBot, I like to refer to the iBot, is looking at the DNA of the market. What I mean by the DNA of the market is these bots are streaming the market internals from a kinetic data feed. What we do is we establish a second connection with kinetic. And this kinetic is from the cash market. It's from the stock market. And the reason why we're streaming that data is because we're looking for imbalances of advancing versus declining volume. So we're discussing not using outdated technology or indicators that were lagging price, right? We don't want to be, taking signals from a MACD crossover or an oscillator divergence signal. These only reflect what has already happened on your chart. What these market internals are doing is they have their finger on the pulse of the market, on the DNA of the market. They're looking across the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the Russell, and the New York Stock Exchange on the cash market. And when there's an imbalance of advancing or declining volume, it is going to lightning fast pop you into the trade, sometimes before the mood has even began. You're going to get in before all other traders. And let me tell you something we've learned by going through an enormous amount of data and running the system on a number of different instances is that milliseconds make a tremendous difference. A tick or two, you think in your mind, well, what's a tick or two? A tick or two can mean the difference, believe it or not. It can change the whole trajectory of your trading session. And I kid you not. But these iBots will get you into these moves lightning fast because of that professional grade data feed that we're streaming. And this gives you a little bit of a look. Parity is if there is no imbalance. Parity is equal, the equal between advancing or declining. But when the market internals sense that imbalance of advancing or declining, it's going to trigger a long trade if it's advancing or a short trade if it's declining. So the trigger that we're using on those iBots really is lightning fast. It's the fastest trigger that we've ever seen. And we're really getting results from those entries like we've never seen either. So we have two extremely powerful and technologically advanced bots that we're trading every day. So this is a little redundant of the points that I was making earlier, and I'm going to show you in real life what I mean about some of these features that the AI auto trader system is leveraging. Really, what it all boils down to are the numbers, but I really want you to understand the logic. I get a lot of calls of, hey, what's going on? Why do you think you're having so much success? And I know what it is. It's the technology that we're leveraging. This is an example of the engulfing candle, the candlestick pattern recognition that I've already covered. It's coded right into the strategy parameters. So let's take a quick look at some of the performance metrics. I want to show you, and this is going to also go into the power of this bot and drone. What my slide is showing, and then I'll show you the actual data from this week. What my slide is showing is how the drone and bot technology and how the bot will dynamically change its trading hours in the parameters of the strategy. Let me bring up a strategy real quick. And I'm not going to get too far into the minutia of this. But when you look at our strategy has the ability to be able to have 3 different trading sessions within the day. So our drone is going to run 24 hours a day, and it's going to accumulate data of the P&L of each half hour of the day. The bottom of my graph here is each half hour of the day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's showing the P&L for each half hour. So the drone, this is the drone running all through the entire session, and it's sharing with the bot which hours it does well. From 8:30 to 10:30, man, it's profitable the entire time. But after 10:30, it starts being a hit or miss. It's not as consistent. What the bot will do is it will dynamically change the trading hours in the trading parameters to only trade the hours that historically it's profitable. And you'll see after you've run it for a month or two that you'll find that certain strategies do really well in the Asian Open, or they may do really well in the London Open, or who knows, when the New York Stock Exchange opens, the first hour or two of that market, or towards the closing bell, whatever it might be, whenever it might be, this bot is going to dynamically, automatically change and only trade during those trading sessions that historically it's consistently profitable. So to give you an idea of how that plays out in real life, this was the P&L of my 20 Unorenco this week, trading one contract from March 17th to March 21st. You can see that the bot, this is the NQ20U bot, it took 10 trades. It had a percent profitable of 80%. It won 8 out of 10 trades. Very good, right? 8 out of 10. The max drawdown just under $500. So let's look at what its counterpart, the drone, did. That's the same bot as the sniper bot, the sniper drone, but it's trading 24 hours a day, and it's not moving its stop and profit target. It's static. Its inputs are static. So what it shows is it took 43 trades, and it's only up $1,580. It pulled in a lot more losers. It still did well. It was a respectable showing. But on a prop account, it would have blown out a $50,000 account. And with prop trading, and really with a live account, nobody likes to take a drawdown. They're painful. They hurt. So to have a more efficient output like this, we sleep better at night. We feel better. We don't blow the prop account. We don't take big drawdowns on our live account. So that's a real life example of this technology and exactly how it works with the optimization of the trading hours. Listen, let's take a look. Let's go a little deeper look at it. If we go to the drone and we do an analysis, and let's see if the technology is working, right? So we do an analysis of this week of when the drone, which is running 23 hours, did the best. Well, look at this. By far and away at 9:30, this bot loves to trade the market open, the New York Stock Exchange. And listen, we have other bots that like certain times too. But this one happens to love that 9:30 window, 9:30 to 10. So what does the bot do? The bot, with the dynamically adjusting trading hours, traded 1/2 hour a day for the whole week. It traded 9:30 to 10. That's all it traded. That's it. Why? Because of this. They're sharing a database, and the drone tells the bot, hey, the only time that you should trade is from 9:30 to 10. The other times it's hit and miss. So the bot did exactly what the data told him to do. Data-driven decisions. That's the key to this. Remember, I mentioned up front, David Wise and David Kushner, they're successful because they're patient, they're disciplined, and they make all of their decisions based on the data, on the technicals. This is a bot that is never going to make a mistake and is going to follow the rules. All the decisions are based on the data. So let's look at the numbers. From February 1st, these are my top bots. I don't want to drone on too long. No pun intended. The AIES, 30 range. The 30 range is the data series. We have a very diversified portfolio of strategies that we're trading the futures index equities, with exception to the Russell. We've diversified into crude oil and gold. Gold, wow. When I was watching Lee's trades earlier on gold, I was like, man, this gold has been just so volatile. It's incredible. But let's stick with the results. The ES30 range was a gift from one of our members, Robert, Robert K. He's a member in a number of different communities. He's an expert at the optimization of these strategies, and he absolutely loves our bot. Our version on our computer, the ES30 range signal C bot, from February 1st to March 10th was up $15,544. $15,544. That bot trades one contract. That 30 range bot, man, on Robert's computer over the last 6 months, it's up $56,000. I kid you not. The iBot, that's the one that's looking at the cash market. We're going to subscribe to that professional grade data feed, Kinetic, $78 a month, and we're going to stream those market internals. And the iBot on the ES4 Unarenko was up $17,220 from February 1st to March 14th. Tremendous gains. Another one on the 30 range. The 30 range is very, on the AI system, is really an extremely profitable bot. We also have an 8 Unarenko on the ES that does very well. So from February 1st to March 10th, this ES30 range was up $20,081. $20,081. The iBot 16U. iBot 16U, we were watching that one today trade. Had a good day today as well. The iBot 16U from February 1st to March 14th is up $21,700. Extremely powerful bots. You're in before anybody. I was watching it on YouTube yesterday, and the market went into consolidation. It was going sideways. And you know, when you get that sideways action, there's a lot of volatility that's building up, and the market pops out in one direction. David Wise, he refers to them as a compression zone, that sideways movement. Well, I was watching the iBot, and it was in that sideways movement. And let me tell you, it caught a long entry, but right before it burst out to the long side, it was in that trade, lightning fast. That 16U, which really does not get faked out, it's a big bar, is up $21,700 trading that iBot. The iBot 1 minute. And listen, we only have 10 bots, 10 iBots. We've got 5 or 6 on the NASDAQ and 4, I think it's 4 on the E-mini. So there's not a lot of iBots, there's 10 of them. The iBot 1 minute up $26,293. Man, this bot has the potential to really make some tremendous gains very quickly. So let's talk about the prop trading, and I always refer to this as prop trading on steroids. And if you guys have ever seen us on YouTube, in fact, this is a good point right here. Let's go to YouTube. Let me show you a replay, just so you can get an idea of how this works. What we're doing, let me set up the video. It's a very short video. It's just a couple minutes. In fact, I fast forwarded. It's only going to be a minute. But I want to set up the video. On YouTube, what we do is we use a trade copier. We use a trade copier because we're trading multiple prop accounts simultaneously. The trade copier is a tool that we can use that will seamlessly copy the trades from one account into multiple accounts very seamlessly, quickly and efficiently. So using a trade copier, I've got 2 bots normally I just pick one. On this particular day, I happen to enable two of them. And so I have two bots enabled in this video. And I'm going to click play and you'll see how it played out. It was on the NASDAQ. And you can see my P&L running on the bottom here. I have a couple of large prop accounts on 150 and 300,000. But you can see my trade matures to the upside. And once it gets within 10 ticks or 15 ticks of my profit target, it comes within what we call our profit window, which is right there. Right here, my stop is an equal distance from my profit target. There's an old saying, and I'm not going to use the vulgar word, but it rhymes with Mick. It's don't be a Mick over a tick. And what that means is if you're just a tick or two away from your profit target, don't have your stop down in right field and give back all your winnings. We never want to risk more than we have the potential to make. So I'm up 350 on the trade here, and now my stop has locked in $250 of profit. So if the trade comes back on me, I still make 250. However, if it continues in the direction of my trade, I'm going to pull in a $500 profit. Okay, so you can see what happens here. It came so close right there. And we got the 250 on that trade. Okay. So I'm looking where I am. And I'm also in this trade, I realize, on the top here. And I go back into this trade on the 30 range. So now I'm in on the iBot 16U. And I'm in on the AI bot on the 30U. And boom, it takes a big ride up. And I say, wow, because I say, wow, I just scored nicely. And across all of my prop accounts on that trade right there, between the velocity, the 30 range on the AI, the velocity bot, and the iBot on that trade right there, I'm getting ready to pull it over. I made on that trade right there, I was able to pull in $4,980 across 6 of my prop accounts. Now, am I cherry picking? Am I cherry picking? No, and I'm going to show you why I'm not cherry picking. We've made this the norm. This happened to be a good day with the evals, but we've really turned the norm into we normally make extremely good money trading these bots on YouTube Live. Okay. So that's why I like to refer to the system as prop trading on steroids. Very quickly and seamlessly, you could use a trade copier. You can make a leader account, one of those SIM accounts that the bot comes with. It comes, every one of our bots comes with its own SIM account. And you make that SIM account the leader and copy across that, the most powerful bot we have, and put it on your Apex accounts. And man, you're in for the trading session of a lifetime. It's a lot of fun to watch. So we also have our prop trading templates, and I'm going to share what they are very briefly. I don't want to go too far over. I'm kind of getting in the weeds a little bit, and I apologize. Our prop trading templates, if you want to, let's say, fast track the evaluation process, we have what's called our one-day passes. Our one-day passes are very aggressive ways to trade your evaluation. They leverage the maximum number of contracts that size prop account uses. And they go for the shortest number of ticks in order to pass the evaluation in one trade. So it takes one trade, and you're either going, by the end of the trade, you're either going to blow the account out or you're going to pass it. And we've had hot streaks on these one-day passes. This one on the YM, it was up at 76%. Remember, I answer the phones here at the office, and I'm going to tell you that, and I always like to under-promise and over-deliver. Let's call it 33%. 1 out of 3 of your evals using the one-day pass statistically will pass. You might lose them all. You might win them all. Statistically speaking, I'm comfortable telling you, I believe 1 out of 3, you'll pass the evaluation. Now, I also want to show you our PA template, our PA strategy, and we've got a few of them. Once you pass your evaluation, obviously you're not going to use such an aggressive strategy to sustain your funding. Now that you've got through that evaluation, the blood, sweat, and tears, or you got that one-day pass to score, you certainly don't want to lose that funded account. That's your vehicle. That's your vessel to get paid, right? That's what you're going to be withdrawing your money out of, is that PA account. So now we're going to shift gears. We're going to have to conform to their rules that these prop firms put on us, the consistency rule, the number of trading sessions rule. They've made something difficult with trading, even more difficult with prop trading. Well, let me tell you something. I've got a prop trading hack. If you do come aboard, that I'm going to share with you. I recorded it. It's very simple. It uses two of our charts and one of our bots simultaneously together. It's very simple. By 9:45, you're done for the day. You take 1 trade a day. And let me show you something. This happens to be, remember, I'm a habitual loser when it comes to trading. I've blown out more prop accounts and more trading accounts than Carter has liver pills. But listen, since I've been trading these automated bots, I'm a different man. Look at this. Over the last few months, I'm up over $18,000 on my prop accounts. I kid you not. It's a fact. It's right here and it's all recorded on YouTube if you don't believe me. And we have a very easy, repeatable hack that we use in order to make this money. Over $18,000 with very, very, very little drawdown. In fact, the last 2 weeks in a row, we've hit all 10 days, all 10 sessions. We've made either 250 or 500. And I kid you not, I'm going to bring over my trade copier for today. And I'll show you. I put every single prop account I can because I've never had a winning percentage like this in my life. It has over an 80% winning rate. Let me open this up a little. I'm a little froze up. Anyway, this is the trade copier. Here it goes. Trade copier from today. It's got 4 evals, 3 PA accounts. I took a trade on a Friday. It was a tough market. The market opened retracing from a big sell-off overnight, and we were able to get in and out and put a winner on the board across 6 or 7 prop accounts. So it closed out our week. I'll show you where we were. If we go to this week, and if you become one of our members, this week all winners. Took 18 trades. It was really, I believe it was 1 entry a day across, well, there's 3 accounts checked. So 5, 10, 15, 6 trades for the whole week. One of them came back and I got out at break even, if I remember correctly. My largest losing trade was $14. It was just under break even. Had a win rate of 88%. So that was this week. Go back last week. And we could go back a week at a time for the last couple of months, and the numbers will amaze you. And I'm not bragging because it's not me. I assure you, it's the automated bot that's doing this. I only wish that I could do it. 88% win rate. Look at my drawdown, 1,500 across 3 accounts. It's minuscule. $18,000 going back to February. So I'm going to teach you this prop trading hack. In fact, I'm going to put a link in the chat box. I want to invite you on Monday, and I'm going to make a special offer, a discounted offer, and I'm going to keep in mind our legacy clients. We're always grateful. If you're a member of ours and you've purchased any of our systems, we always give you a significant discount and credit when we come up with a new system, and today's not going to be any different. But I want to create, if you were to go to our YouTube channel, you go to YouTube, search Right Line Trading, click into our channel, and then these little tabs, you have the live. David Wise trades the SPY Super System, and I trade the automated system every day. In a matter of full transparency, we show our trades live on YouTube every day. So it's not hot air and a bunch of fake numbers. So I'm going to create a webinar, a live stream. Let me see. For Monday. And I'm going to put the link in the chat box. And I want to invite everybody that my special offer is going to go through midnight Monday. And if I don't get to your question, I've gone way over. If I don't get to your question, I'm going to try to. Please put your name and your number in my questions or chat box. And I assure you, if I don't get to your call today, I assure you I'm going to be in the office tomorrow all afternoon. March 21st. We're going to go to Monday, the 24th at 9:15. If you have a question, please put your name and your number in the chat box. If you're going to be around tomorrow in the afternoon, I'm going to give you a call and answer any questions that you might have. So let me put this link very quickly in the chat box. Chat box, where are you? Maybe Brock. Oh, here it is. I got it. It's hiding behind. Sorry about this. Okay. Monday. If you haven't seen this, please do yourself a favor. Check this out. If you've had a hard time in your trading career and you've blown out some accounts and you've suffered some losses, I come with a message of hope today. You can see the payouts, these bots. We've seen Mark Miller run up his PA accounts. With this windfall that I'm about to come into, my plan is to go saltwater fishing in Costa Rica. Of course, I'm going to look out for my kids and my wife too. But I do have a fishing trip scheduled. I have a big payout coming my way, and Mark Miller's had several. So these bots, not only are we making some very significant money, but a number of our members are having a tremendous amount of success as well. We have members that share great strategies with us. Steve, Mr. Cherry, got us the scalpers, and he was crushing it back in November of last year, and he shared those strategies with us. Sued, over $8,000. Simon from across the pond, over $17,000 in a single trading session. Limit Up, big money for Limit Up. Mr. Cherry. So we've got several members. Rao is one of our great traders in our community. He makes several $1,000s each day. Ron Nettles, man, he's the only one at Right Line Trading that's been around longer than me. I've been at Right Line for 11 years. I think Ron's been around all 14 or 15. Ron was up this week, this was from the week prior, 10,000 on gold. But just recently, I think it was yesterday, it was up $14,000 on those iBots. The whole portfolio up 14,000 this week, 10,000 last week on gold. Just incredible results that some of our members are garnering. Suzanne is a great member, just an extremely helpful member. She gives great insight and is so willing to help our members in our trading community. She's been with us for a few years now, and she knows the system inside and out, like the back of her hand. And she's has very successful. I read that she's planning on quitting her job and becoming a full-time trader because of the success that she's been having. Okay, here's our special offer. And I am gonna try to get to questions. I see there are a few questions. Yes, Phil, it will be. I've got a hack, man. You can't miss it. Phil asked me about the hack for the PA accounts, and I am going to show it Monday. I do it every day, Phil, God willing. So here we go. The AI Auto Trader, the special offer. We're going to stick with our 50% off with the AI Auto. It comes with the full portfolio of strategies. Normally, those PA and prop account, the ODP, the one-day pass, and the prop account templates are normally an add-on. That's not going to be an add-on. It's going to come with the special offer. It's going to include the discretionary, all of the chart templates. What I mean by the chart templates is each one of our bots comes with a beautiful chart template that provides you with these beautiful signals for entry. We have some members of our community that are excellent discretionary traders. And while they're watching their charts, if you want to take a trade, man, we've got indicators that'll give you dynamite entry signals. So all of the chart templates, all of the strategy templates, all of the PA account, the prop trading templates, the one-day passes, the full Monty. I always call it the full Monty. It includes the full Monty at 50% off. For the monthly, instead of $9.98, you're looking at $4.99 per month. $4.99 per month. For the annual membership, a much better value. It's $29.98 divided by 2 because you're getting a 50% discount. So you pay the one time for the year, $14.99. And that will pay you up. That'll pay your dues for the full Monty. You'll also be joining us on YouTube live stream. Trade it with us every morning. $14.99 for the entire year. You're going to have a powerhouse of a system. Breaks down to about $120 a month. For the lifetime membership, instead of $59.98, if you're one of the people like myself that just doesn't like recurring subscriptions, and you have the means, I know it can be a tough pill to swallow. And you know, I always think of the dentist, the dentist telling me, hey, this is going to hurt for a second. And she's not kidding. It hurts for a second. This will hurt for a second. But after it's over, you're going to be very happy. You're going to be very happy that you did it when you start seeing those green numbers. $29.99, you'll have the lifetime, the one-time payment. One-time payment. Members only Discord comes with it. A fast, easy setup. And your one-day pass strategies. Everything's included. Monday at midnight is the deadline for this price. Let's get to the iBot. The special offer on the iBot, we're also running a 50% discount. If you want the iBot, the monthly charge for the iBot is $7.99. It's 50% off. Instead of $15.98, it's $7.99 per month. Remember, the iBot also requires a kinetic data feed. It's $78, $78 a month. We need to stream in that live data from Kinetic. So the monthly is $7.99 a month. Your annual, instead of $59.98, is $29.99 for the entire year. For the entire year. It's not, listen, It's not unusual to see these iBots make this money in a single trading session. I kid you not. For the one-time payment, if you don't want a subscription, instead of 11,998, you can own it for life for 59.99. If you are a legacy client, if you've purchased one of our bots in the past, if you are a legacy client, you're a lifetime owner of our software, the trading system, the AI auto trader, and you want to add the iBot on, it's going to be $29.99. $29.99. Just send me an email to support@rightlinetrading.com, and I'll make that discounted invoice available in your members area of our website. Now, I just also want to mention one of the options that's helped a lot of traders out. One of our options at checkout is this PayPal later. Isn't that convenient? PayPal later. Why pay now when you can pay later? You know, it's like the guy who eats the hamburgers on Popeye. You know, he'd gladly have a hamburger today and pay you next week. With PayPal later, you can split it up in 4 or 6 payments if you qualify, and it'll be interest free with no interest. I was talking to Carol. Carol and I both hate interest, and I'm sure you do too. So if you don't like interest, that PayPal later, if you fill out the application and you qualify, it's very convenient. So last but certainly not least is our buy one, get one free. We're going to extend this special offer through the weekend for the last time. If you come aboard before Monday at midnight, and I extended it through Monday because I want you to come in Monday and check out the system on a live market. I want you to see this system run. So the sale's not going to end until you've had that opportunity. Over the weekend, you can always go to our YouTube channel and watch the replays, and you can watch the system trade. Okay? So this weekend, we're doing the buy one, get one special, where you'll get, if you purchase the iBot, we're going to include the AI auto trader for free. So it's in essence the same price as the iBot that I previously went over, but now the big difference is it's going to include the AI auto trader. Okay? So for a one-time price of $59.99, you're going to have both systems forever and ever. If you want to do it on the annual, it's $29.99. The monthly, $799. Larry asks, which trade copier do I use? Larry, I use from Affordable Indicators, the duplicate account actions. Can Daniel asks, he said, did I went silent. My goodness, I hope my audio did not go out. Daniel left. He said that I went silent. Hopefully that's not true. Noski, how to subscribe to your daily casts? Good question, Noski. All you would have to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. Or if you don't want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, just go to YouTube and search Right Line Trading. Let me show you. That's a great question, Noski. Thank you for asking. When you're on YouTube, go in your little search, go in the little search browser. It's not YouTube. You got to forgive me. Right Line Trading. You search Right Line Trading in YouTube, and you're going to see this channel. You're going to click right on this Right Line Trading channel. And when you go to our channel, you're going to click on this live tab, Noski. And every day you'll see the one that's coming up live. You'll be able to click right here and go into it. If you subscribe to our channel, and I highly recommend subscribing to our channel, then if you're on YouTube, you'll automatically be notified. You'll see your little notification light will go on, and it'll say Right Line Trading just went live. PA, what does PA mean? Noski, that's after the evaluation, you get what they call a PA account. That's your paid account, performance account. That's how the next step after evaluation that you can withdraw money from. Yes, Carol. Oh my goodness. Thank you for asking. Carol, you're a lifesaver. God, I know Carol for so long. God bless you, Carol. Carol asked me, and listen, I mentioned earlier we had a member named Robert that's up 56,000. It wasn't a story. It's the God's honest truth. In fact, he's brought his family and his friends, several people. He's referred them to us. He's, if you're in any other communities of bots, you'll probably find Robert because it's his passion. And he told me, he said, Rory, what's special about your bot is these other companies, and my God, I must have 10 of them. You constantly have to optimize the inputs. It's a never ending chasing your tail of changing inputs and optimization of these strategies to keep up with the ever changing trading environment. He says, with yours, I haven't changed it one time, not once. For the last 6 months, this bot, he hasn't touched it, done any optimization, and it keeps winning. He's up $56,000. But let me stick with your question. In our Discord chat, we have our general chat where our community can all ask one another. We have a great conversation, very robust. We have a user's guide that's professionally done. God bless Michael Higgins. The Higgins, another military vet, put together a user's guide that's second to none. But Carol, we have the most extensive tutorial library that you've ever seen. The best PDF. Charles does a weekly training session every Wednesday at noon that are all memorialized on these videos. You can always go into them every Wednesday. You go right into this general voice channel and you click a button and boom, there's Charles. And you can unmute yourself and you can ask Charles directly. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. So we have some great training tutorials, Carol. And thank you for asking that question. Okay, Sandy, great. I will call you Saturday. You got it. TJ McAfee. Good to see you, my friend. It might be Saturday, TJ, if that's okay with you. Phil asked me, and I'll reiterate. I answered that question already. Oh, okay, Daniel, great. I'll answer your question. Daniel's back. I hope your audio is working now. Phil asks, is the link to watch the video on the prop trading hack, or will this be live stream on Monday? Both. I'm going to clip that video, and it'll be in our YouTube channel for over the weekend. But then again on Monday, I'm going to do it live. It's kind of my morning routine, It's how we start our show. I call it my morning power play. And man, I tell you, I'm on the sideline for the last month. By 9:45 every morning, I'm done. Okay, so Daniel M asks, well, no, the iBots, the reason they can't be back tested, that's a good question, is because of that market internals data that it's streaming from the cash market. The other bots, a number of the other bots can be, yes. But what we've done is we've coded an indicator called our cross indicator. Our cross indicator is when all of the parameters line up, what will happen is it'll put a cross on your chart. It's called our cross indicator. And the cross indicator is, I think, is even better than the strategy analyzer. The cross indicator is identical to our strategy parameters. If I opened up my strategy and put it side by side with this indicator, they would be identical. And this is what my masterclass module 2 really goes into. This is a built-in way to backtest the parameters. Because very briefly, and I've gone way over, but instead of when all of the parameters are met, when you put in different conditions and all of them are met in this indicator, the cross indicator, what it does is it projects a cross on your chart. On your trading chart, there'll be these crosses. That means that the conditions are met. And if you have a strategy enabled, it's going to fire off a trade. Okay? So you can keep changing those parameters and see where those crosses come in. And that's how you can backtest and optimize the strategy parameters. Hey, Omar. Okay, I'll let him know. Omar speaks Spanish, and he's asking if Sergio could please give him a call. So this was our special offer. If you're intimidated by NinjaTrader, if you have no clue how it works, like Marcy, don't worry. Everything comes in pre-formatted templates. We've designed designed a custom tool that, with the click of a mouse, will build the entire workspace for you. One last testimonial, and then I'm going to sign off. To me, this was really the icebreaker. This is the most important information. This gentleman, Gary Sparks, was in one of our YouTube streams, and Gary has purchased bots like Robert from 6 or 10 different vendors. And this other gentleman, Michael Edwards, was asking him questions during our YouTube live stream. And Gary told him down here that he has bots from all of these other vendors, and what he found after running them all is that RLT, that's right line trading, is superior to all of our competitors. Listen, we get probably our best information from our community of traders. And sometimes I always say it's really important to learn what's working so we could do well also. But sometimes it's even more important to learn what's not working so we can save ourselves the money and heartache. To learn from somebody else's mistake would be really tremendous. So I want to end by saying this. I want to thank you for your time. It's always my privilege to be able to take this time out of your day and share what we've learned here with these bots. And I want to wish you a blessed weekend. I hope you're able to spend quality time with those that you care the most about. My wife's an RN with a very big health insurance company, and she always tells me, Rory, your health is the most important. And our time to be able to spend with the ones that we love is really what comes first. So I want to end with that. I want to thank you for your time. If your trading journey has been filled with speed bumps, potholes, disappointments, blown accounts, if you want to take a sledgehammer and put it through your screen like that nice professional lady in the very beginning of my presentation, the good news is I believe that we have a game changer with these automated bots. And I really encourage you to come aboard and join our community of traders. Have a blessed weekend, everybody. If you leave your name and your phone number, I see some of you did. I assure you by tomorrow in the afternoon, I will call you back. God bless you. Have a great weekend, everybody.